Hello everyone, this is Rob with AIM, and just wanted to go over plyometric routine number 1, which is two-legged hops and walking lunges. You'll notice here as Heather's doing these, you'll notice that she's landing extremely quiet, which requires more muscle to be solicited out of the glutes and the quads. Okay, big arm swing. This is great because it adds more momentum, which is going to add more resistance and load to the legs. Her second exercise is walking lunges, and you'll notice that she comes down very slowly. She gets her leg down to a 90-degree bend. And you'll notice that her knee is not over and in front of her foot. If you do so, it's going to put the patella tendon under a lot of distress, which is the front of the kneecap. And you'll notice that she's not pushing off with the back leg. Those are the two things you want to look at to, one, get the most out of it, and two, avoid injury. So the idea here is then she'll come back and she'll do a second set of two-legged hops. And what I want you to be careful of, for those of you that are doing this for the first time, don't try to go extremely deep. And don't try to go more than 8 to 10 hops. Trust me, your legs will feel it within the next 48 hours if you do them correctly. Nice quiet lands. Then she'll come back with her second set of walking lunges. Again, 90-degree bend, almost to where the back knee touches the ground. And then she's not pushing off with the back leg. It's more about standing up with the front leg. It's almost like an isolated leg squat is what you're after. Abdominals are tight. You can't see it because of her shirt. But the abdominals are tight, which puts more of the duress on the quads and the glutes and the calves, and that's what we're after. All right, so from here we're going to go right into the stretches that we recommend, especially with these exercises. It's going to be, the first one will be quadricep, and there's two things we want you to notice. You'll notice that Heather's leg is going straight down and directly in line with her spine, okay? The reason for doing that is so that she doesn't end up putting the kneecap under a lot of duress. You'll notice that there's a gap between her heel and her bottom. Very important. Now to deepen that stretch, she's just simply going to tilt her hips away from her. Okay, notice how straight up and down she is. And again, what that does is that isolates the front of the quads. It's very important. You'll notice here that her knees are very close to one another. That squares off the hips. Okay, the idea is to stretch the front of the quads, the front of the legs. That's what you're after. The second stretch we're going to go into is going to be hamstring stretch. She's just simply going to drop her foot in front of her and lean back on it. Okay. Now in this instance, she's stretching the left leg. Notice that the left leg is straight, the right leg bends. Heather's extremely flexible, so don't, when you're doing this at home, don't feel like you have to go that deep. Now she's going to start to take her shoulders down towards her feet, and she's going to deepen that stretch. Now again, with the stretching, all you want to do is go to where you feel a little bit of tension in the back of the muscle, and then stop right there. Okay, now while she's here, she can go ahead and she can raise that bottom foot up, and then she goes right into a calf stretch. She's going to feel that directly behind the knee. Okay, again, we like to try to minimize the amount of downtime, so what she's doing is she's pulling that toe up, which then increases the depth of the stretch in the hamstring and the calf. And then what she's going to do is she's going to then rotate, or excuse me, she's going to kind of go side to side. This is going to stretch the inner and the outer thigh together. Okay, notice that her foot stays straight on the ground, and she just leans and supports herself on that right leg. Her right, your left as you're looking at the screen. And then she'll come back the other way, and that's what's going to stretch both the inner and the outer thighs. Again, both feet are pointing forward so that you can isolate the range of motion of both the quadriceps and the hamstrings. So if you incorporate that phase 1 of plyometrics with two-legged hops, and with walking lunges and the stretches for the quads, the hamstrings and the calves, along with the inner and outer thighs, you've got a great program to start plyometric routine number 1. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.